Precious. Good morning, friends. This is Precious and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to welcome you all to my regular coding video. I'm done with that quick project that I was talking about in my previous vlog, and now I am back to HCC coding. HCC coding is, or risk adjustment coding, where coders only report conditions that risk adjust that falls under the HCC guidelines. So I am back on that. That was actually my very first project. So it's nice that you don't have to code all, and it's also nice to be back coding, But that was a very good break. I actually started HCC coding a few days ago, and now I am bringing you to a Code With Me session. But let's first open all our resources so that it will be easy to just code. And actually, since I am back to HCC coding, I am also back in doing my project, which I was assigned to, the HCR coding, or hospital or inpatient coding. So I like inpatient coding because you don't have to code or each encounter, but you have to code the whole inpatient stay. So if the patient stayed in the hospital for like 5 days, then you have only to code one. But if it is like outpatient, if you're going to follow outpatient coding, then the 5 stays, or the 5 day stay of that patient, will be coded separately. So inpatient coding is the best, I think. All right, so yeah. And actually, I'm still waiting for my internet to kick in. There we go. And for today's breakfast, we actually have my favorite bagel. I have the almond butter, and I cut it in half because I love almond butter, and this strawberry tilamok. What do you call this, love?
Cream cheese.
The flavor that I love so much is either the veggies or the strawberry. And also I am trying, I am a Filipino, so I love anything that's ube. So I have tried this one. We'll see this ube. Ube coffee. I made another one, just my normal latte, iced latte. So yep, I'm gonna read email, directions on what to do today, and then I'll be back when we will start coding. Anyway, guys, I've been to our assessments like 3 times. So we have to make it to 95% accuracy and 95% completeness. For the past 3 assessments, my accuracies were all 100%, but my completeness is not perfect. It is 85, 87, and 90. I really want to go to 95. So we had the assessment last Monday, and I am praying that at least I pass both. I don't care. My prayer is that I have 95 both, or at least, or maybe 100 both. But I'm really working on my completeness. My accuracy is on point, but my completeness is not. So I have to continue working on that. I think all my resources are now ready. I just have to go to the UI to start coding. Oh yeah, I forgot about my breakfast. Let's try this ube. I don't taste the ube actually. I like this better. Alright friends, let's do one hospital encounter. The very first thing you have to do is to make sure that the patient's name in the chart and the patient's name in the UI are matched, their date of birth as well. And after that, after you have checked that and they match, then you proceed to the date of service. The first thing you have to look for is to look for the admission date and the discharge date. So the patient had been in the hospital from the 17th to the 22nd. Let's double check that. Patient had been in the hospital from the 17th to the 22nd, and it matched. I just have to make sure I see the HP or the admission note. So it was on the 17th and the 22nd. So it is confirmed. Let's start coding. Let's go to the assessment. So the patient has actually diabetes with hyperglycemia, that is E1165. The patient is also hypertensive, that's I10. The patient has renal artery aneurysm. I think that risk adjusts, but we have to make sure. Let's type aneurysm, renal artery, that is I72.2, and that risk adjust. What else? The patient has right lower quadrant abdominal pain, and that doesn't risk adjust. In my previous project, that can be coded. The patient has diabetes, so let's make sure in the medication list that there is insulin to be reported. The patient actually also has CAD, that is I25.10. Okay, so we have 4 encounters so far. Let's continue. The patient is not obese, nor the BMI is reportable. The patient has sleep apnea, and in this project, sleep apnea is not reportable. It does not risk adjust. So I am just reading, I'm just looking and reading the encounters, the doctor's notes from the 17th to the 22nd. I don't have to code each encounter, but I have to code the whole inpatient stay. So far, there's only 4 conditions. And actually here, in the second day of the patient in the hospital, there was a stable angina. So if you have a CAD, and stable angina, then you can combo code that. And CAD plus stable angina is I25.118, I believe. Yeah. Atherosclerotic heart disease of native coronary artery with other forms of angina pectoris. So that's from I25.10, we will be able to change that to I25.118. So the patient also has dyslipidemia, and that is E78.5. This condition is found in the, let me see. Oh, actually, we cannot report that because this is under the family history. No. Actually, it is the patient's. Okay, so patient history has dyslipidemia and PAD or peripheral arterial disease. So we can code E78.5 from the past medical history. And we can also code I73.9. No, because the PAD is not here. Okay, just the dyslipidemia. Because the dyslipidemia is in the past medical history, we have to look for a medical support for that, or a medication to support that condition. Let's look for a home medication list. There is no medication for that. Okay, so there is no support for the dyslipidemia. We can still report that, but we put no support. So for this whole inpatient stay from the 17th to the 22nd, the patient only had 5 reportable conditions: the diabetes with hyperglycemia, hypertension, renal artery aneurysm, a CAD with stable angina, and the condition without support, which is the dyslipidemia. So there's only 5, and we are actually done with this chart. And that's it, my friends. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you on my next one. Bye.